Hello everyone. On the behalf of the KSV and LDRP Institute, I warmly welcome everyone who has joined us in today's session. Let's have a quick intro about the KSV and LDRP before moving forward. Kadi Sarva Vishwavidyalaya is the university established with the Gujarat State Act. Sorry for the interruption. Which was established by the Gujarat State Act 21 of 2007 and approved by UGC. The university has been set up by Sarva Vidyalaya Kalwani Mandal, a trust with more than 100 years of philanthropic existence to provide the need-based education and develop courses of contemporary relevance to be a university of excellence by providing research and skill-based activities and training. LDRP Institute of Technology and Research, Gandhinagar, was established in 2005-6. The college has made a steady progress during the past 16 years of its existence. As a prestigious state institute, LDRP has been long recognized its role in engineering education, generation, and dissemination of useful and relevant technological, industrial, and economic development of the country. And now KSV and LDRP has brought to you a Break the Barrier event, which is compilation of various interactive workshops from industry experts, working professionals, experienced developers, CEO, and more, where one can present your revolutionary ideas and scale up through a competitive environment presented by the hackathon to grab the opportunity to win the exciting prizes. Among the 14 plus exciting workshops, today we'll be having an expert talk on preparing for US. And on that note, I would like to introduce our today's speaker, Ms. Shreya Singh, a technical product manager intern at Microsoft. So without taking much time, I would like to hand over to the Shreya ma'am. Hello ma'am, grateful to have you on board.
Hi, Prachi, likewise. So first of all, I really appreciate the work that you guys are doing and the effort and time that you are putting in to spread this awareness. So kudos for that. Hi, everyone. This is Shreya Singh, and I'm a MIS graduate student at the University of Arizona here in US. And I interned with Microsoft as technical product manager this summer, and I'll be probably joining them as full-time next year, maybe in January or February, since I'll be graduating this December. And before this, I've come from India. So yeah, I worked in India as systems engineer for over 3 years. And before that, I did my BTech in computer science and engineering from GL Bajaj Institute of Technology and Management. It's in Greater Noida. Yeah, so that's about me. That's about my entire journey. And since we are here to talk about how do we prepare for masters, if at all you want to do your masters from US. So it depends. It obviously, as everyone says, it depends on one's capabilities and abilities and all of those things. So I'll quickly share my journey. And before that, I'll tell you what exactly is required to get into any of the US universities. Okay, unlike in India, in India, how it works is you have some exams. If you score good in those exams, you're good to go. But that's not how it works here in US. So I am in US, so I can talk only about US. It might differ from country to country, but so basically we Indians, we aim for either Canada, US, Britain, all of these places, Germany. So all of these places have a similar process. How it works is you have to appear for this exam called as GRE. I don't remember the full form of this. So it has got two parts, aptitude and verbal. So verbal is English, apt is the quantitative part. Okay. Then there is this other exam that you have to give. It can be either TOEFL or IELTS. So TOEFL and IELTS is basically your English testing exam. Since we come from a country that's English is not our first language, so we have to appear for these exams. So these are the two exams that we have to appear for, and these are the only things for which we have scores. Okay, but then this doesn't cover the entire application process. To get into a master's university for your master's course, you have to have other parts in your application, that is your SOP. SOP is a statement of purpose. It basically it's an essay which has to be somewhere around approximately 1,000 words. and it has to reflect your overall personality, as in what you have done, what you are doing right now, what are you up to in future, are you fit for this particular course, do you have like your overall personality. It does not needs to be super academic, because they are judging your kind of academia through your resume, through your scores and everything. So this SOP is a place where you have to bring out your personality. Okay, and SOP plays a major role for any application process here in US. The other thing is LOR. LOR is a letter of recommendation. So you have to reach out to your professors, or if at all you are a professional working, then your managers, your colleagues, or someone who is a little higher to you in designation, and who can recommend to university that yes, this person has worked under me, or I have been a professor to this person, and how has this person performed so far in his life, and all of those things. So LOR also plays a very major role. You need to have a strong LOR if at all you are aiming for some highly ranked universities. Then Shweta, you are raising hand, you already have a question. Okay, I'll quickly cover this and then I'll take your question. Then the third thing is, okay, so LOR is done, SOP is done, your resume, obviously. I know I have, so in India, I had a resume, here I have another resume, but I could see a drastic change in my resume from the one that I used in India and the one that I used for my application process. In India, I had like 2 pages of resume. I know you guys are smart, you might not be doing that, but I did that during my undergrad. I wanted to stuff in everything that I have done in my life into my resume. I didn't want to miss on anything. And I thought like, okay, whatever little things I've done, it should be it should be told to everyone. So I had like 2 pages of resume, but that's not how it works here. You have to like crisp it down to a page, and it has to have all the important things, no repetition. And there are some really like significant rules that you need to follow while drafting your resume. You need not to have tables. There shouldn't be any grammatical mistakes. In India, no one looks at the grammatical mistakes, I'm sure. Like no one is going to put your resume in Grammarly or somewhere and check if you have made any grammatical mistake or not. Here, a grammatical mistake is a kind of repetition damage and all. So you have to make sure. And then obviously there has to be a structure to your sentences. It has to bring out the exact, every sentence needs to have a meaning. You should not be saying, okay, I did coding in Python. I mean, everyone does coding in Python, but how did it help your company? How did you, if at all you are an undergrad student, then how did it help your project? What kind of change did it bring? What kind of value did it add to your entire thing, that whatever you are trying to do? So what is the impact of your every work? That should be reflected from each line of your resume. So there has to be a set pattern for resume, and you must follow those rules. So yeah, these are the important things. GRE. Then in Canada, I've heard that, I know I have a couple of friends. So in Canada, IELTS is the exam, but in US, most of the universities accept TOEFL. So as I said, it's English exam. So yeah, either IELTS or TOEFL. Then your LOR, your SOP, your resume. So these are the important things, and everything is equally important. You cannot just put all your effort into GRE and do not draft a good SOP. You have to put in equal effort everywhere. So this is the entire process. So Prachi, I have a question from you. Should I just keep talking, or shall I be taking questions?
Whatever you like, ma'am. You just
okay.
It's your career.
Okay, fine. So so how I'm planning to do this is, let's just take questions. Maybe because of in those questions, maybe whatever I'm gonna talk about will be anyway covered. Okay, let's just see. If at all anything will be left, I'll cover that by the end of the session. Okay. So Om, you're raising hand. Do you have a question? Okay, was that a mistake? Okay, if at all someone has a question, Shweta or Om, you guys are raising hands. If at all you have, if at all you want to write in your doubts in chat, I'll keep an eye over there. So if at all you want to do that, or you want to unmute yourself and ask the question, do that. I don't see any question right now. So if at all you guys have any question, just put in your question here in the chat. Okay, I'll take that up from there, if that works. Okay. So I did not plan on doing masters. Okay, I never wanted to do masters. I was really happy with my TCS job and everything. I felt like, yeah, okay, I have perfect life, perfect family and everything. But then one fine day, because of some reasons, my parents pushed me into this, and they said, okay, uh, so book your slot. Like, so it was, I think, 11th of October. That was the day when my dad asked me to book a slot for 11th of November. And we just wanted to get a validation. What we planned was, let's just book a slot and see if I can clear GRE, if I can just like, where do I stand in terms of GRE exam? Just to get a validation, I wanted to give myself a month time, go through everything, and give GRE exam, and let's see how much I score. If at all I score good enough, then I take a year, and obviously, then I'll do my proper preparation, and next year I'll be again appearing for GRE. That's how we planned it to work. And if at all I'll screw the exam, then yeah, okay, we'll decide on not giving that up. Like, it's not my cup of tea. That's what we planned on doing. So I booked my slot for 11th of November. And for that 1 month, I studied day and night. So GRE, again, I'll tell you the pattern, how GRE works. So GRE has got this section, quantitative and verbal section. Verbal is English, quantitative is mathematics and all those things. Okay. Now, since we are from India, we are extremely smart at maths. Okay. And you guys are all engineers. So yeah, you already got the drill. So maths quant is not going to be a big deal. But verbal, yeah, we are from India again. So we do, I don't want to use bad words, but yeah, we are not good at English. Okay. And GRE has got some extremely difficult words. GRE has, like, they use some extremely difficult vocabulary. So just to give reference, you all know Sashi Tharoor, right? So while I was preparing for GRE, I went through a few of his videos, and if he's using 20 words, 10 of them are from the GRE dictionary. So that's how difficult GRE vocabulary is. And that's when the challenging part comes for us Indians, since it's not our first language. So it depends on people. Okay, I'll take that question. Yeah. So how it works is, if it depends. I had like 1 month. People say that I know a couple of people who have mugged up like 5,000 words for GRE, and mugging up 5,000 words is a big deal. At least for me, I have got bad memory. For me, I will take at least an entire year to mug up those many words, because those are some extremely, extremely difficult words. Like, even to pronounce that word, you have to break those words in 4 or 5 parts. Then only you can pronounce them. It's so difficult. And then to remember what that means is whole another task. And the third thing that I never could do was, you know the word, you know the meaning, but you never know how to use it, because that's another task that you have to learn. That you can't learn English in a day, right? That's how it works. So since I had a month, I decided on mugging up like 1,000 words. So for that one entire month, I was also studying. I was also working full time in TCS. I never wanted to leave my job for this. So I used to study the entire day. Even in TCS, I didn't used to work. My managers and everyone, they could easily spot this, that, yeah, this girl was performing really well till now. What just suddenly happened? It's what is happening, like, she's not at all contributing. But that's how you have to prioritize the things. I'm really bad at that. So I used to study day and night. I mugged up 1,000 words in a month, which is like next to impossible thing, but I did it somehow. And then quant, I followed two books. There is this GRE official book, and then there is Manhattan book. Manhattan is a very thick book, but it's gonna be extremely easy task for you guys, because it's a it's again mathematics thing, and you guys can like easily do it, because we have been studying maths all our life. So yeah, I did that. A couple of people, since they have a lot more time, like people do prepare for GRE for a year, for at least 6 months. So they follow some other things. They are like Magoosh offers some really good GRE kind of plan. So it's a 3 month plan, or a 6 month plans, or a year plan, wherein they make you solve some questions. They make you practice some tests. So like, it depends. How much time do you have in your hand? I had a month. So I could mug up 1,000 words, but I never had time to understand, like, even to contribute on how to use those words. So when I went for my exam, I knew the words, but I never knew how to use it. So obviously I sucked at my verbal part, but I could score well in my quants. So I scored out of 340. 340 is the total score. I scored 303, which is pretty bad. Okay, it's a bad score for any good universities. People here score like 325, 320, and 330. Like, that's the score that's required for good universities. So I knew that, okay, fine. But my parents were happy. They were like, okay, fine. If in 1 month you can score 303, then yeah, okay, next year you will be getting like, if you'll prepare for a year, you will score good. So that's when I decided, like, fine, I'll go with it. But later on, my dad said, okay, since you know where do you stand in GRE, let's just give TOEFL as well and get a validation that how much you can score in TOEFL. If you prepare well for GRE, you are good with TOEFL because TOEFL has got similar vocabulary. TOEFL has got 4 sections. It's purely English test. So it has got 4 sections: speaking, listening, reading, and writing. Okay. For Indians, speaking becomes a problem. So I followed a structure that there are 5, 6 pattern of questions that's asked during a speaking. So I had my skeleton ready. For example, if a question is like, if you were in this situation, what would you do? So question, so if they have like set 6, 7 patterns. So what I did is I prepared my skeleton over a week that if I was in this situation, if I were in this situation, then blank, I would have done blank, so that blank something. So once I went for my exam, I went there and I wrote down all those 5, 6 skeletons. So when the questions were asked for me during speaking, I already knew the skeleton. And when the question is asked, even if you are good at English, uh, you get that pressure, right? The performance pressure comes in. We all are good at writing English. Like, I think you all can relate. We all are good. We all can write good English, but when it comes at speaking English, we all like, we just screw the moment. So that's what happens with us. And that skeleton did help me, that I knew you get like 60 minutes, 60 seconds of buffer time wherein you can articulate your thoughts, you can frame your sentences, and when that timer stops, you have to start speaking. So people tend to panic during that time. It's very normal. So that skeleton helped me. Once that question was asked, I was like, yeah, if I were in that situation, I would have done this, so that. So generally, it's difficult to score good in speaking. I could score 29 out of 30 only because of the skeleton thing. So that's one of the tips if at all you're preparing for TOEFL. The other thing is, I don't know why I'm really bad at reading. I always end up scoring really bad at reading. So again, these like TOEFL reading passages, they have got so many GRE vocabularies. So if you're preparing for GRE, you can prepare for TOEFL in like 15 days. 15 is more than enough. People do prepare for TOEFL for a week or so. Okay, so that's how it works. Then I ended up scoring somewhere around 100 out of 120 in TOEFL. That's how it went. Then came the main part. So we decided that fine, we are going in the correct direction. Next year I'll be appearing for these exams again. I'll do my best preparation and I'll do it. But that's when my dad said, okay, let's write your SOP. By this time, it was already December. So he was like, and it was extremely late for me. Everyone said that now is not the right time to apply for masters. You should start applying early in maybe August, September, October. That's what I knew. So I started writing my SOPs. I took help from some consultancies, but like I had really bad experience with them. But I worked extremely hard on my SOP. I ended up writing absolutely, like I fell in love with myself after writing that SOP. So like I put in a lot of effort in that SOP because I knew that my GRE score is bad right now. So let's just write. And I was not under that pressure that I have to apply right now. Okay, so I wrote my SOP, I wrote my LOR and everything. But then so we decided that let's just so there is no one that you can reach out to get validation of your SOP, right? You can't get a score of your SOP. Whom to reach out for that? So that's when I decided that let's just apply in few colleges. I have this score, be it a bad score, but I have this score. Let's just use it and apply in few universities, and let's see if my SOP is good enough or not. So since I did not have enough time, I knew that I wanted to do masters in MIS, that is Management Information System. MIS is a blend of technology and management. So I got to study subjects like EDM. EDM is the highest level of database management system. Like it has got all those procedure and everything that I hate. Then I got to study subjects like data mining, deep learning. So all the technical subjects I learned are programming during my master's. And then there are some really business management oriented courses that makes you kind of upgrade your skill sets into managerial roles. Okay, so I always knew that I want to be a manager or a leader, but in a technical field. I never wanted to leave the technical side of it. So that's why I chose this course. So I didn't have enough time. So I just Googled top 10 colleges for MS and MIS in US, and I could see like 10 lists, and I blindly started applying in all of them. I didn't do any research that what is the fees, where is this college located. I anyway didn't know US. Like even if I would have done that, it would have been of no use. So I blindly started applying in all of those universities, and application for each university costs around $100, and on average. So that's pretty expensive. So all the savings that I had, I used all of them. And GRE also, like it costs around 25,000 rupees, I believe. TOEFL costs around 15,000 or somewhere around that. Okay, it's all pretty expensive. So then I applied in 10 universities, and one by one I started getting admits, and I got admits from almost all of those universities. So like the highest, the like one of the admits that I'm proud of is from CMU. CMU is like a very prestigious university, and you can't even think of getting into CMU with a score of 303, because as I said, it's a bad score. It's a very bad score for these universities. But from all of these, like I have been blabbering from like 15 minutes or what. So what I mean is, even if you have not got perfect score, even if you don't have that perfect GPA right now, there are so many ways that you can compensate it with. So I did not have that good score. I compensated it with my good SOP and my really good LOR. I put in all my effort into my SOP and my LOR, because I knew 303 is not a good score to get into like such a highly ranked university. So if at all you if there are so many students who reach out to me and say, so I have got like 6.5 GPA, will I be able to aim this university? Absolutely. If you have got 6.5 GPA, start working on your profile, start publishing research papers, start like build your profile. Now is the right time that you improve your skill sets. Try to reflect them on your SOPs, resumes, because that's where you can compensate your bad CGPA with. Yeah, so that's about it. That's the entire process. Now, the question is, I heard that US gives residential visa for buying property there. Is it true or not? I'm not sure. Like I don't think I'm the right person to answer that, because I'm not earning enough to even buy that. So yeah, I don't know. I'll figure this out and just stay in touch. I'll reach out to a few people who are here and I can answer that.
I want to ask that I'm also preparing for that. I have also ended up getting a really bad score in the GRE. So I want to ask you, how do you manage there, like your internship, your like university work and everything?
Yeah. So how did I manage? So when I came to US, it was a very bad time for me. Like I have been always, my entire life, I have been this happy person who has been super happy with everything. But the moment I came here, I did not understand what went wrong. And like, I don't know, but I was super lost for like 2 months, maybe because there was so many things that were just bombarded on me. And not just me, any international student. Like we stay with our parents in India, even if like I have been out of my house from past 8 years now. I did my that was the time when I left my house. But even then, leaving, like I was in Delhi, I was in Bangalore for 3 years. I didn't have my parents there with me. But coming from there to US, I don't know why it's such a different thing. Like you just feel that you have lost all the touch from your close one, and like it takes a mental toll on your mental health. So when I came here, I had to do my laundry, my cooking, clean the house, everything, because you don't have that kind of help here. Then I took like 5 subjects, and for masters, if you take 5 subjects, that's a lot. Because those are some extremely difficult subjects. What happens is there are so many of my friends in other universities who take like 5 subjects in 2 years, and I took 5 subjects in 1 semester. And there are so many there are so many students in my university who took 5 subjects. It's not just me. So yeah, but for me it was extremely difficult. Then I had to look for internship. I always knew that my ultimate goal here is to get a good job and to get a good internship. So that I always had that somewhere back in my mind. But I could not manage everything initially. As I said, for 2 months, I was extremely lost. I was trying to juggle with everything. I wanted to score well. I wanted to look for internship. I wanted to keep everything clean. Like I have to prepare my meal, laundry and everything. But then it took me 2 months to get into the system and realize that now is the time that I prioritize my things and I start working on them accordingly. So that's when I decided. And also I was working on campus. Okay. And I was working for 10 hours a week, wherein I was doing on some really good projects. So I was really working on some really good projects. Yeah. So it was very, very overwhelming initially. But then after 2 months, I decided I'll have to prioritize. And how did I prioritize this was I decided, fine, from today, like from September, I decided this September end, I believe, that from today, I'll be putting applications for my internship search because that's my priority one thing. Screw assignments, screw my presentations in class and everything. Like that's secondary for me now. I'm not suggesting you to do that or to anyone. There are so many people who are managing everything really very good. I could not do that. I'm not that one person who can do everything. So I had to prioritize it. Then I said, fine, my GRA job is paying a lot to me. It helps me pay my tuition fee, which is really huge for my university because it's a business college. So I cannot give up on that because obviously we are from India. Money spending in USD is a lot for us. So obviously, if we save on that USD, it brings a really big change for us, for our parents and everyone. So I decided my second priority gonna be my work. My third priority gonna be my class. And yeah, I remember I ate like masala rice the entire first semester for 4 months. I did not eat anything else because that's the easiest meal to cook. Like you put veggies, rice and everything in one pressure cooker and just cook it. Because so I gave up on all the privilege that I had in India. I didn't have enough time. Me and my flatmate, we didn't have enough time to even discuss on what we want to eat today, what we want to cook. We would just cook, like we would not even talk. She would just chop the veggies. I would just go and put it in pressure cooker because we didn't have, we had like 5-10 minutes to spare on that. So that's how I did. My entire batch, they used to go for parties because obviously everyone came to US after COVID and everyone was locked in house in India. So they were like, yeah, fine, now let's just enjoy life for a while. But I can't do that. I'm not the person who can just party also and work also. If I'm partying, I'll just party. I cannot come back to my home at 4 and start putting application. There are people who come in at 4 in morning and then they can complete their assignment. I can't do that. I need to get 8 hours of sleep. So I didn't go to any of the parties. I did not speak to anyone in my universities. I used to go to a corner, like I used to go to my university, sit in a corner and put in an application entire day blindly. And so I worked on my resume, obviously, since I was aiming for product managerial role and I didn't have relevant experience in product managerial. I knew that I'll have to put in that extra effort because a lot of people in my university, they already have product experience from India. They have worked either as product owners or product managers. So I knew that obviously it's going to be easier for them. And since I have worked as system engineer, this transition from system engineer to product manager is going to be extremely difficult for me. So I started, I drafted my resume. Then I started putting applications. There are people who have these preferences that I want to work in California, I want to work in Seattle, I want to work in New York. I was like, screw everything. I can work in even the smallest village of US. I just need an internship. So I was blindly applying for all the open product managerial roles that was there here in US. That's how I did it. And then when I heard back from Microsoft that they would want to have the initial round with me, it was going to be I believe 45 minutes of a screening round. So for that was the first time I was introduced to anything that's related to product. And I didn't have enough time. I had like 2 weeks in hand. I went through everything that's available online, be it on Google or YouTube, that's related to product, all the videos, all the articles, everything. So there are so many things that I got introduced to then. There are product design questions, there are product implementations things, there are impact evaluation, root cause, there are so many things. So the only structure that I made was, fine, these are the different topics that's related to product. So that's the only research that I did. After that, I would pick one topic and I'll just go online and start going through all the articles, all the videos that's available. Yeah, so that's how I prepared for product. So yeah, you have to keep that in mind, the goal that you have come to US for. And I have seen a lot of people who are in my batch who are way smarter than me, but they had to struggle a lot only because they started applying for internship in the second semester. So second semester starts in January. Okay, first semester ends in December. And I started putting my application after being in US for like 2 months. not even 1 month. So that's when I started applying, and that helped me a lot. So two things that's helped me getting this internship was um, early application, as because I didn't waste enough time, much time, and then quantity of application. I was putting in a lot of applications. Along with Microsoft, I had 6 other internship options. So Microsoft was not because of quantity, I'm sure, because Microsoft was one of the first applications that I had put in. But the other 6 internship offers that I got, I'm sure 4 of them is because of quantity, because I didn't even know which company it is. I was just blindly applying. I was like, okay, every day I was applying, like I was putting application for like 10 companies. Even on Saturdays and Sundays, I and my flatmate, we used to go to universities. So here in US, you can go to university at any point of time. So we used to go to university at 8 in the morning. We used to carry our lunch and be in university the entire day and just put in applications blindly till night. And everyone here, so everyone lives close to each other. Okay, it's like 2-3 apartment where all Indians live. So they were like, these 2 girls, what do they do? They're not doing anything, like they're not even coming to parties. What they do, like they're not even coming to classes. So this is what we were doing. Yeah. So that's how, like, you have to kind of just keep in mind that, in which, like, just have that somewhere in the, enjoy the life in US. That's fine. I did not do it. That was a mistake. Everyone should do it. But then somewhere in the back of your mind, have that thing, like kind of handy, mindy, or whatever, that what is that one reason that you are here. So when I started my internship also, so Tucson, I'm in Tucson. Tucson is a very small place in Arizona, and Tucson, and there is nothing in Tucson. Like literally, we have got no options for any activities. And then there are fun places like Seattle, California, New York, where it's like it's fun, just fun. So when we moved to Seattle, from my batch, there were 15 other students who moved to Seattle this summer for their internship. So everyone was super excited that yeah, we are going to Seattle, and we have been in Tucson for 9 months, so now we'll party and all. But once I went there, I again boycotted everyone. I blocked everyone from every platform. And I was like, no, my ultimate goal is full time. And for those 3 months, I worked extremely hard during my internship. I was like, no, I mean, I'll do party, but only once I'll prove myself a little bit, that I'll have that thing in my mind that, yeah, I can get a return offer. Then only I'll start partying. So yeah, just have that thing in mind and then enjoy.
Thank you so much. Can you give 5 to 6 important tips that you should have in your mind, like when you enter the US or as you are preparing from here?
Yeah. So the way, okay, so if you're preparing from India, again, as I said, okay, so I already mentioned this, but I can't stress enough on this, that we always have had this mindset, we Indians, that scores, your marks is all that matters. No, for US, it's your skill that matters. The role that I'm interning for right now, the technical product manager, if I was in India, it would have taken me like more than 15 years to reach this place. Because in India, it's like, if you even interview for product managerial role, they're like, you have got 3 years of experience, you're not even eligible for that. In US, if you have that skill set, if you prove yourself during your interview that yes, I can manage team, then they don't look for your experience, your scores, or anything. No one has ever asked about my GPA or anything here in US till date. So even if you're preparing for your masters, do not, I have seen this, many people just focus on their GRE score, their TOEFL score. They work for a year so hard on their GRE and TOEFL. And you know, right now is the time when most of the, like some really good universities in US, some normal universities in US, they are not even asking you for your GRE score. GRE is not even mandatory now. So do not put in all your effort. Like if you got, for example, if you got like 10 hours, don't put in 9 hours on your GRE and remaining 1 hour on your SOP LOR. If at all you feel GRE is that important, divide it 50-50. Put your like 5 hours for GRE TOEFL, 5 hours for remaining things. Because again, your personality, your values, the things you yourself, what you can bring to the table, to your university, to this country, that's what US is looking for. So kind of work in the right direction. Do not follow that the mindset that we have had for so long in India. Okay, just kind of do a fresh start, do a little retrospect, and then decide which are the areas where you should be putting your efforts in, because by the end of the day, it's not worth it. So I prepared for GRE like a month. Okay, I'm in the same place as any other student, have prepared for it for like more than 2 years, and would have scored like 330 out of 340 in GRE. Okay, so it hardly matters. Put your efforts in the right direction. That is one thing. Okay, if you're in India, once you come here, it's very easy. It's very likely also to get carried away, as I said, because it's a whole cultural change, a country change, a whole nation change. You leave so many things back in India, which we don't kind of give respect to, or we take for granted when we are in India. You realize that here, and it gets extremely difficult. Okay, so don't get carried away. What happens is people get another level of freedom and independence here, so people start enjoying their life. That, yeah, okay, we are master student now, like we are in US, let's just explore the culture. It's good to explore the culture, but a right time will come. Like, you are here for, you are keeping so many things on a stake. It's not a cheap thing. It's a super expensive thing. It's a super expensive investment here. Okay, so like, stay focused. I'm not asking you to become as dull or boring like me, but then keep it somewhere in the corner of your mind that you are here to study. Put in all your effort for like 2 years or whatever the course duration is, and then after that you'll get ample opportunities to explore US, to enjoy the culture and everything. So yeah, don't get carried away. This would be my second advice. And the third advice is, again, after coming here, start reaching out to people, make your connections. Because in India, I know that people do not get jobs and everything from connections. There are so many different portals like Naukri, and but there are so many portals. I just know that there are so many. After my undergrad, I remember there is like, I think, eLitmus, then MCAT, wherein you can just give your exams and your scores will be registered. Then companies will start reaching out to you on the basis of your scores. That's not how it works in US. You have to, like, no one is going to reach out to you to give you a job. You have to put in effort for that. You have to apply in each of these companies. You have to put in application for each of these companies. If you wanna if you want to be get considered for like 100 universities, then you'll have to explicitly go to the career website of those 100 companies and put in your application. So it gets very tedious. So and start reaching out to people, because there is this very known thing here, that's referral. If someone refers you for a job role, then the chances of your resume getting picked or you getting interviewed increases by multiple times. And so you, if at all you plan on doing masters, now is the right time that to start building that connection on LinkedIn and start reaching out to people. Because once you come here and you start putting your applications after like a month or so after being in US, so you can't just straight away reach out to someone and say, oh, hi, I have come to US for my master's degree and so I'm applying in this company, in your company, there is this open position, can you refer me for that? No, I would not do that. No one would do that. No one has got that time. So you will have to build that connection. Okay, so start doing that. And the way to do that is, there are so many so have a list of your dream companies, if at all you have. Like, people have Google, Apple, Meta, and all of these companies as their dream companies. So start reaching out, like start sending LinkedIn requests to these people, then start connecting with them that, hey, I see you work in Google and this is my dream company, and what is your work looks like, what is your day-to-day life look like? I'm really interested in this role, so I want to know more about it. I just want to know, just show that curiosity, build that relation. That's how you just do it. And then obviously these are some very obviously like the tech giants, so there are lesser chances of you getting jobs in this. Obviously it's very competitive for these companies, but you should try your best for that. So it's good to start making connection with these people, then have some set of people from normal companies as well. Okay, like start sending requests to them, start reaching out to them, start building that connection from now itself, so that once you're here, you know that you have at least 10 people in US who will be willingly ready to refer you to their companies. That just increases the chance of your resume getting picked. So yeah, start doing that. Prachi, if at all you're saying something, we can't hear you. Okay, so Kalyan said, is it paid? Man, yes, it's paid internship. if any of you have any question, even the stupidest question, like the lamest question, you can just put it in the chat box. Kalyan, you said 7, so 7 sem, yeah. That's what my question was going to be. Okay, so yeah, okay, so eligibility. Okay, so I should have covered it at a very basic level, I believe now. So what happens is masters. So masters is, so what we do in India is our master's degree is MTech, right? That's after BTech you do MTech. So if you want to do MTech from US, that's masters. That's basically masters in any of your favorite domain, whichever stream you want to go for. So obviously you can do it after your 8th semester once you are graduated. But then if you are doing it for like the core branches, that's computer science, electrical, electronics, mechanical, and all of these, then you can like you can come right after your undergrad. It's because it doesn't make any change if you have an experience or not. You can come right after your undergrad. You can get your master's degree in any of these branches, and then you can apply for jobs. But I was aiming for this managerial role. So obviously it always gives an edge to you if at all you have that previous experience in your resume, then the chances of your resume getting picked increases. So since I'll be going to be working as technical product manager, which is manager, like someone who gonna manage the entire team. So while my internship, I had like 3 developers working with my team. I would not say under me because they are equivalent to me. And I was the one who was assigning tasks to the developer lead who has like 18 years of experience. Okay. So you are dealing with someone who has this amount of experience. So obviously you can't be someone who is just, you can be someone who is just a college pass out, but it's always good to have that experience, because if you have that experience in your resume, then obviously while you are interviewing, so my Microsoft internship interview was for like 4 hours, sorry, 4 hours, and that's a lot, like 4 hours for an internship. So if at all I don't have a previous experience, then what will I even talk about during those 4 hours, right? So it's always good to work in India for like 2-3 years, and then 2 years is good. 2 years is a very ideal time. Even I was going to come like a year back, but then COVID happened, so I had to defer my admit, so it got delayed by a year. Even I was going to come here after 2 years of working in TCS. So it's always good to have that little experience in India and then come here, so you know a few things about industry, and you know, like you will be able to talk about few things, that how few projects, like the real projects, real company projects during your interviews, and also obviously it gives you an edge, a topic to talk about during your interviews and all, and few things to mention on your resume, obviously, because right now your resume will have everything about the projects that you have worked on in your college and all. Yeah, so it's always good to have a little experience so that you can use all those experiences while drafting your resume and while driving your interview. Okay. But if at all you don't want to do that, then yeah, just apply. There are so many people, there are so many people who just come right after their undergrad degree in India. When I say undergrad, it's BTech. Okay. So right after their BTech, they come to US. So yeah, you are eligible. That was the question. I'll see the next question. Which is best university if I want to choose from CSU, California State University, and SJSU, San Jose State University? Oh, why do it just keeps scrolling? I can't stop. And what is the best field in MS to build company or business in future? Oh, so it's a very broad question. It's a very broad question. When you ask someone which is the best university, there are so many things that you have to look at. So how I do it is 2 ways. Okay, the very first thing is, if at all, how people kind of tick off few universities from their list is, In US, your university's rank hardly matters. Okay, if at all it is Ivy League. Ivy League means MIT, Stanford, and all of these universities. If at all these are the universities, and there are the other, like if for example, if US has got like 600 universities, it's just an example. Okay, don't go and Google and say no, US has not got 600 universities. It's just an example. If US has got like 600 universities, 10 of them are Ivy League university. If at all you manage to get admit from those 10 universities, well and good, go for it, because brand matters. But if at all it's in if the universities that you have in that you have admits from comes from the remaining 590 universities, then it hardly matters in which university you go. Rank doesn't matter. There are some other criterias and factors on basis of which you should be choosing your universities, and those factors are: what is the cost of your education, and does cost matter you? Like there are so many people who have got money is not a problem for them. What is the location of the university? For some of the people, location is a big deal. Right now location is not a big deal because everything is happening virtually. All your interviews and everything is happening virtually. So if someone, so Tucson is a village, as I said. So Tucson has got literally no companies, but there are so many companies in Cali, in Seattle. So but now, even if you stay in Cali and if you stay in Tucson, you have got equal chances of interviewing with all of these tech giants, like because it's happening all virtual right now. And I don't know what will happen after 2 years, but right now, location does not matter. So a couple of people do choose universities on the basis of location. Then the curriculum. I think this should be the most important thing. So when you say CSU and SJSU, you need to go through curriculum of all of these both of these universities, and you have to see whether whatever you want to do in future aligns with the curriculum that these universities are providing or not. Because eventually that's what you why you are coming here. You're coming here to learn from your university and then apply it for the rest of your life. Correct? So go through the curriculum and then decide. Like I can't just anyone, not just me, anyone can't just hear a name and say, yeah, okay, this is a better university. A University of Arizona it's not known university, but it comes at third number for my course, that is MIS in world. It's like third public universities for not even third public, it's just overall third. Okay, overall third in world for my course. So that's why I came here. But people do not come to University of Arizona for their computer science, mechanical, data science, and all of these courses because it's not known for that. And then there are some really less like ranked universities who provide some really good computer science programs. So yeah, so for how to put it in an easier ways, I had this admit from University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. Urbana-Champaign is a brand, okay? And I had this admit from University of Arizona, MIS. I had admits from both of these universities. Okay, University of Arizona doesn't even stand close to UIUC, Urbana-Champaign, because Urbana-Champaign, I mean, people die for Urbana-Champaign. And it was cheaper also for me. But I didn't go to Urbana-Champaign only because University of Arizona has got better MIS program. Okay, MIS program of Urbana-Champaign is not as good as University of Arizona's MIS program. Even though a University of Urbana-Champaign, like everyone knows it. Everyone knows what Urbana-Champaign. It's a bigger brand. It has got overall much better ranking. So then you have to go through the curriculum and decide. Okay, that's how it works. And what is the best field in MS to build company or business in future? So since again, I'm really sorry to disappoint you. I'll quickly see your name. Okay, I don't know if that's a correct name or not. Okay, so yeah, Het Prajapati. Okay, so I do not come from a business background at all. If you so I am not someone who would want to give an expert advice on this. Okay, but if at all you mean build a company, I don't know. Okay, build a company, I completely don't know. But if by business you mean business, managerial side, and all of these things, so and if at all I want to relate this to my journey, then as I said, I wanted to get into managerial side. I wanted to see the business aspect of the companies and everything, but I never wanted to leave the technical side of it. I never wanted to, because I would have easily done MBA then, right? Like do MBA, get a marketing job or any job, but I never wanted to do that. So there are two kind of courses that's famous right now here in US. One is MIS. MIS is Management Information System, which has got like technology, business, management, everything. Then there is this course MEM, I think, that is Management Engineering something. I don't remember the MEM it is called. So again, that course has got blend of some technical subjects, some managerial subjects, some business subject. Yeah. So that's how it works. Yeah. I have few things I want to say, but I don't want to confuse you because you are on whole different track here. You are talking about building company and business. So yeah, whatever I have in mind doesn't align with that. So yeah, I'll check on that. I'll quickly go through the next question. Can you tell me if I can apply for a job in the US from Canada? So there are so many visa restrictions here. It's not an easy deal here. Okay, so what generally happens is a way to do that is you cannot, if you're planning to go to Canada, okay, if your question is you want to pursue your masters or anything from Canada and you just want to apply in all the companies in US, no, you cannot, you are not eligible for that. But if you are very desperate to do that and you just want me to tell you a way to do that, then a way to do that is go to Canada, get into some companies like Microsoft, Google, Meta, or any of Amazon, any of these companies in Canada, request them to transfer you to US. A lot of people do that. A lot of people do that. They join these companies from Canada and they ask for internal transfer and all, and that's how they come to US. But I mean, I wouldn't suggest anyone to just completely depend on that thing. To work in abroad, not getting good mentor for the right vibe. Okay, can I share my LinkedIn and my Instagram link here, because that's where I am super active and I try to help people with their doubts. Prachi, is that allowed?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, you can surely.
You can call me Shreya. Yeah, I'll quickly share my LinkedIn. Okay, guys. Control C. So this is my LinkedIn, but right now I'll not at all be approachable on LinkedIn because I just updated about my full-time offer on LinkedIn and my LinkedIn got super swamped. But you can connect with me and I'll be working for like next 2 weeks. I don't have classes and everything. So that's what I plan to work on. So I'll be coming up with ways to help all of you guys and all of these people who are trying to reach me on LinkedIn and Insta. I think this link will work. Let me know if the Insta link doesn't work. You can just reach out to me on LinkedIn and I'll share my Insta link. So why Insta? Because I keep having these sessions with people who are in India who just want help, because I didn't have much help. As I said, I was super naive when I started and I don't want other people to face that. So I just have sessions and I get so many messages on LinkedIn and it's just impossible for anyone to answer questions on LinkedIn. So what I do is I have sessions like the one that we are having right now, and we have like 20-30 people in one session, and people ask question, I answer them. So that's how everyone's doubt is addressed in that question, and it's easier for me to speak than to type. So yeah, I just cover it that way. So I keep posting about all of sessions and everything, all updates on my Insta story. So that's why Insta is important. Yeah. Now,
Hi, Shreya. Am I audible?
yeah. Hey, Jay. Yeah. Hi.
Yeah, so I don't know whether you have addressed the- what you have addressed till now. Like I joined in the middle of the session. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that everyone has got their questions answered. So I just wanted to start from the beginning itself. So let's say when someone goes to US, there are possibly two or three criteria. First, they will go directly after doing bachelor.
Yeah.
Second, some people prefer like going to US after working as you did,
Yeah.
and some people are like preferring upgrade or something like that to do masters from a platform rather going to
Uh-huh.
US.
Okay.
So in first criteria, let's say people are taking loans and all, and in some uh, in some things like people already have the money to pay initial tuition fees, and they have to show their bank balance and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And in second criteria, I suppose some people don't have that much money in hand. So,
Yeah.
and they are not even eligible to take loan. So what they do is like usually they take a job or something like that, and then they become eligible for loan, and then they apply for loan, let's say for Prodigy or something.
Yeah.
Like they provide the loan without collateral,
Yeah.
and for application process and GRE, TOEFL and everything, they are taking small loans.
Yeah.
So, like, can you brief me about that, like how that loan process went for you and all, or
Okay.
like you had the money beforehand? Like, can
Yeah.
you tell me about that? Yeah.
Okay. It's a very good question. Yeah. So, as Jay said, you have to take loan, obviously, because it's a whooping amount and not everyone has that much amount of money. I believe 99% of Indians don't have that much of money handy to just invest in for their education. Okay. So, but then there is one thing that I want to bring in notice. Now, education loan is super easy. It can be difficult, but I haven't seen a single person who could not come to US because he could not manage to get education loan. It takes time. There are so many formalities that you have to go through, but then it happens. It happens. There are so many these, as he said, Prodigy, Leap Finance. These are some of the loan providing, like the service providers who have really they don't have very strict criteria for providing loans. Like if you go for SBI, so I took loan for SBI. SBI has very strict criteria to get loan. You have to have like some credit scores. You have to have uh, like they cannot provide you loan without, what is that? I don't remember that one term when you have to um, there is this co-signer thing, then there is this thing, I always forget this word, where so I'll just explain you in sentence. Okay, where you have to put your land or your house for whatever that put it
Collateral.
collateral, correct, thank you, yeah. So collateral, so now there are so many banks that don't even require collateral. For example, SDFC, they are not even asking for collaterals. Leap Finance, because collateral again is a big deal, not everyone has that property and everything. So Leap Finance, Prodigy, they don't even ask for collaterals, so it's getting easier for students to get education loan. Okay, for me how it worked was, okay, so how much loan you require? First that when you come here, you have I-20 amount on your whatever, like there is this document that you get where you I-20 document, it is called, where you have I-20 amount. I-20 amount is basically um, the amount that's it's 1.5 times the amount that's required for half of your education. For example, if my course is for 2 years, then for one year my course would cost, maybe, if for example if it costs like $50,000, then your I-20 amount has to be $75,000. Okay, and that's the amount, that's the safest amount that you should have uh, in any form while going for your visa interview, because that's how you prove that I have enough money to survive in US or to complete my education. You can't go for your visa interview with minimum amount because that's when they doubt that, yeah, okay, what if you will not able to, how are you gonna even sponsor your education and everything? Okay, so this can be in so many forms, either loan or obviously money in your account, fixed deposit. So how I used it. So my course, my I-20 amount was $69,000. Okay, and I have to show like 1.5 times of, just one little correction, you have to show 1.5 times of your I-20 amount. Okay, that's how it works. So I had to show somewhere around 90,000. Okay, so I took loan for $60,000 because I didn't have money. And for the remaining 30,000 or whatever it is, $35,000, I had fixed deposits on in the name of my parents, like my mom and my dad. So that's how I showed it, that this is the amount, I have this much of loan, I have this much of fixed deposit. So if at all, like once I use all the amount of my loan, I'll be using the amount for my fixed deposit. You don't have to use it, but you need to show it, because there are so many other ways. Once you come here, people do on campus job, they work as a TA with professors, so they kind of manage, they kind of come up with other ways to bear their tuition fee or their personal expenses. But then during your visa, you don't have all these options, so you have to show that money. So yeah, that's about it. Now, I have seen a couple of, for me, it was easier. The loan process was easier because my dad is in SBI. Okay, but I have seen, I was in touch with so many of my friends who were struggling with loan and everything, but eventually everyone got the loan, and they had some really strict criteria. My friends, they didn't have collateral option, they didn't have good credit score, they didn't have any of those options, and all of those people, they were working professional. Even then, they didn't have those things, but even then, everyone managed to get loans because there are like, now I know that HDFC, they provide 40 lakhs of loan without collateral. You don't even have to show land, house or anything for 40 lakhs. 40 lakhs is a lot. Then Prodigy does not have any restriction at all, at least at my time. I don't know how it's happening now. So I wanted to get I-20. For I-20 also, you need to show some money. So for that, I didn't have my SBI loan approved by then. So I just reached out to Leap Finance. I didn't even meet with any of those people. Within 2 days, I had my loan sanction letter from Leap Finance, and I just showed it to my university to get I-20. I never used Leap Finance loan. I just took it just to show it to get my I-20. So there are so many ways now. Like, loan is not going to be a problem now. I'm sure it might take time. The journey might be different from different people, but then eventually, uh, maybe there would be like 0.1% people who would suffer, who would not get. Or like, who would not be able to come to US because of loan. It's gonna be even less than that. Yeah.
Okay. And when you say that you have to show that amount in your bank account or in any form of like fixed deposit or something,
Yeah.
so till like how much time it should be in your bank or in.
Okay, so I understand where this question comes from. So what people do is, before coming here, what they do is, not everyone wants to take loan and everything. They just want to come here somehow and then figure out how they're gonna manage their expenses and all. So for example, I'll just to make everyone understand what the situation here is. So what my dad's plan was, he was earning. Okay, so we planned on not taking loan. I took loan at the very last moment. We planned on not taking loan. We thought that fine, okay, I'll go to US and then he'll be earning, so he'll be sending me money after that. Like, we didn't have savings and all. So we thought that fine, he'll be earning for 1.5 years and then he'll be sending me the money. But before that, I need to have that money to show during my visa process, right? So what many people do is, they take uh, money from their relatives or someone for like a month or so. They ask for like 30 lakhs, they keep it in their account, they show it during the visa, and the moment they come to US or Canada, they transfer it back to their relatives, and then they manage their expenses. That's how people do it. A lot of people do, but it's not at all advisable thing. I would not at all advise anyone to do this. uh, if at all you're coming here, you are putting so many things on stake, and people, there are high chances that this might get scrutinized later on. So don't take that chance. If at all someone plans to do that, like, have that money in your, like, it should be from a proper source. There are so many ways to find that out. uh, I was not asked about my bank statement, but what if, like, these are all the documents that you carry during your visa interview. If they have any doubt on you during your interview, that there is something fishy going on with your finances, and when they ask you about your bank statement and they see that this amount of 30 lakh was transferred a month back, because you can't do it, you can't keep that money in your account now and go for a master's 5 years later, right? If someone is gonna do that, they'll be having that money in their account from last 2-3 months. If they see that, that can be a problem for you. And if that comes, so if your visa gets rejected on basis of this thing, then there are very high chances that your visa will get rejected the next time as well, because these are some, I mean, some very serious thing. So I don't suggest that for anyone, but yeah, people do that. People have been doing that. So to answer your question, Jay, yeah, you can have money in your account, come here and then transfer it back after, like, whenever you feel safe, maybe 2 months, because people are not going to check your account after 2 months. But then again, it's not advised.
Okay, and that's the thing about like tuition fees and all that.
Hmm.
So let's go a little bit backwards and let's talk about how much money do you require before you even like think of applying to the universities, right?
Mhm.
So there are multiple things, let's say application fees,
Yeah,
GRE, software, consultancy. So
yeah.
can you just list out all of the things which you need to make sure like you need to keep in your mind? that
Yeah.
these are the things where you will be spending the money, and
Mhm.
like what are the flexibilities, and like how much money you should have before thinking to applying to US.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'll do that. So the very first thing is GRE. Uh, I am a little, I'm not sure about GRE. That does it cost 13,000, 18,000 or what? It is somewhere around that. If I can Google something,
It is
GRE,
17. It is 17 around 17,000.
70, 70,000. Okay, okay. So, and TOEFL would be somewhere around that, I believe. A little lesser than that,
Yes.
maybe. Yeah. So 17,000 is GRE, then 17,000 is TOEFL. Then not everyone gives GRE and TOEFL just once. There are people who give it once, and then since you are eligible to appear for GRE and TOEFL as well, I believe after 3 weeks of after 3 weeks of appearing these exams, so people try to improve their scores, so they appear for it again. So that depends on you, but this is the basic thing, like you will at least have to appear once. So TOEFL GRE 1717. Then as I said, for every application it's somewhere around from $70 to $100. I keep and for a few universities it's also $120. So let's just keep it to an average of $100. Okay. If you keep an average of $100, it's gonna be somewhere around, like eventually it's gonna be somewhere around 90 to 100. So let's just keep it 100. So and again, it depends on people. Few people apply very smartly. They apply in just 6 universities, and how they do it is two very highly aimed universities like the Ivy Leagues and all, like according to their profile, which they feel that they can't even get into these universities, so they keep two of those universities. Then two of the universities that's like they think that on their profile they can get it, and two, like it's a little non-achievable but a little ambitious, but then again good universities, but for your but still achievable. So those two universities. Then the last two universities that you're gonna get admit from these two universities for sure on your profile. So these are the ways that people apply, so that if at all you don't get admit from the top 4 universities that you chose, you'll at least get, you have like for backup, you have those two universities which will blindly take you. Okay. So it depends on how many universities you apply. As I said, for US, there is no way that you can give one exam and you can be considered for all the universities, as it happens back in India, that we appear for IIT, we appear for state engineering exams, and like for example, I appeared for UPTU since I'm from UP. Then you go through counseling and you have like you can choose any university. That's now how it works, that you give one exam and choose any university. For every universities, you have to put your application. Okay. But so it depends how confident you are. Few people like me who are never confident, so I applied in more than 10 universities and I ended up wasting so much money. So that depends on you. Every university on average $100, and depends how many how many universities you are going to put your application in. So accordingly, that finance. Okay. Now once that is done, you have to pay your SEVIS fee. SEVIS fee is basically, I think, registering for visa. It's like, to put it, we can put it that way, which is around, I think, 25,000 rupees. I think it's somewhere around that. Then the last thing is visa appointment booking. For that, you have to pay again somewhere around 15,000. Okay, so I ended up paying. So let's just do this calculation for me. 17,000 GRE for me, 17,000 for TOEFL. I'll do it on calculator. 17 plus 17 plus 75. Let's just put 75,000 for my application, since I had put an application in 10 universities, and $100 for each. Okay. 75,000. Okay. 17 plus 75 plus then comes the SEVIS fee, that is 25, plus comes the visa, which is 15. So this comes around 1,49,000. So this is the investment that I did even before having an admit, or even like the real expenses have not yet started. This is like just to clear that baseline. So you have to have some money, a huge amount of money, even for the application process. So once that's done, then people do not consider these expenses, that flight expenses, like you have to bear that, which was somewhere around 75,000 for me from India to US. Then if at all you are carrying extra luggage or something, because few flights, Air India provides like it allows luggage of, I think, somewhere around 69,000 69 kgs. But there are some other flights, like I took United, they allow only one bag which is of 25 kg. So I had to take, obviously I'm coming here for 1.5 years and I can't buy things here, it's super expensive, I'm a student, so I have to carry everything from India. So I have to pay extra $100 for that, so 7,500 for that. And so yeah, these are the expenses. Then obviously you're coming here, so you have to have some, I'm sorry, yeah, so before coming here you have to like have some, buy some stuffs, so that, because here everything gonna be super expensive, you have to do your own personal shopping and all. So even before coming here you are spending somewhere around 3 lakh, like before even you are starting with your education here. Yeah, so on average this is what we pay. Did I answer your question,
Okay.
Jay?
Yeah, that perfectly answers my question. And regarding that, I'm in the email letter of some university. So
Mm-hmm.
usually they host an open house or something like that where they explain the application process and everything. And after that, they provide application fee year as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So is there any possible way to like avail that uh, apart from that open house?
um So one possible way that I can think of is there are different consultancies who have tie-up with these companies. Okay, so if at all you enroll with these consultancies and if you apply, so for example, I'll take the name of this consultancy that I took help from. I enrolled with IDP. IDP is all over India. So, but okay, so that's another story. Yeah, so I took help from IDP, and IDP had so the two universities that I wanted to apply was ASU, that is Arizona State University, and University of Illinois at Chicago, UIC. Yeah, and they have kind of tie up with these two universities. So if at all I'm applying to these two universities, then I don't have to put in application fee for that. Okay, they'll it's since they have a tie up with them, so they can do it for me in free. So I'm sure not everyone is targeting for US, right? A couple of you would be targeting for other countries. So I know that if at all you are planning for, one second, I'm getting some notice. Okay, ignore. Yeah. So if at all you're planning for Germany or UK or somewhere there, then and if you enroll with IDP, then all the application fee is free. So how it works is, for me, enrolling with IDP costed me 6,000 rupees. Okay, that was the cost. But if you enroll with IDP for Germany or for some other country, they ask you to pay them somewhere around 30,000 or somewhere around that. Okay. But then if you apply to the universities in Germany, be it any number of universities, all those applications gonna be free. They'll not ask you for any money for those applications because they had tie up with those universities. So that's one way to apply in free. And for me, I ended up saving a lot because I was anyway going to apply for ASU and UIC, and both of these applications would have cost me $100 each. But I just paid 6,000 to IDP, and I could apply in both of these universities in free. But then do not get carried away here, because I never suggest anyone to go ahead with consultancies. Because I have had some really bad experience with consultancies. So if at all you are enrolling with a consultancy only with a mindset of saving on money, then good. But do not take other services from them. Like reach out to them. So it's only about IDP. I'm sure there are so many other consultancies. So you can find that out, Google that out, that what are the criteria for other consultancies. Maybe they would have tie up with your dream universities, so you can do that research, you can find it out. So yeah, these are the ways, and this is one of the way that I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll ask about timeline as well. Like, let's say I have decided some course or something like that. So, like, what is the like what will be the deadline of deciding whether you want to go to US or not, and when like one should start the process?
Okay, So most number of people, maximum number of people come to US during fall. Fall starts in August. Okay, the session starts in August. There are two highly popular sessions, that fall and spring. So fall session starts in August, spring session starts in January. A couple of people do come in January as well. Fall is the famous one. Okay, now I'll tell you when is the correct time to apply. So as I said, I started putting my application for fall in January. So if it's 2022, right? So if I have to come here in August 2022, I started putting in my application in January 2022, which everyone said is extremely late because most of the deadlines are already done by then. So that's the worst time to apply. So don't follow what I did. But the correct time is you should have your GRE scores handy by September, so that you can start. There are so many universities who have their priority deadlines in October, then in November, then in December. So if at all you want to be in the ideal case, then you should have your GRE, SOP, LOR, everything ready by September if you want to go next year. So this year, September, you should have everything. Because I know, so there is this university, TAMU. I was aiming for it and I missed its priority deadline, which was in October mid, I believe. So and if at all you apply during priority deadlines, then you are considered for a scholarship in so many universities. So, and you don't want your chances like you don't want to miss on your chances of getting considered for a scholarship, right? Since it's super expensive. So if at all you are aiming for a scholarship and all, it's better to have everything handy by September. Okay, that's the ideal time. But if at all you don't have it, don't worry. People like me, I started my application, like I gave my GRE in November and I had my all my admits by February starting. So it's not that if you don't have everything handy, then you have to give up. No. But if you have got time, have everything handy by September. Because your priority deadlines for most of the universities is December. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, so that's it. Jay, do you have any follow-up question on this?
Yeah, so let's say for next year we have to be ready by this year September, so we can have better chances in each of the courses on each of the universities that we are aiming for, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and okay, so that is clear. Let's jump on the internship and all part. So let's say we are getting the admit in fall 2022. Let's say fall 2023. Then when we become eligible to do and tech internship, because let's say TA and all jobs pay a little less. So like when do we get eligible for technical internships which pay around 50 or 55 plus dollars per hour? So we can actually pay let's say tuition fees and all, and we can learn some of it. And I wanted to ask one more question. Like I have heard that till 1 year in US you cannot do a technical job or something like. Let's say if you are going for a technical program, then you can not do any internship or full-time job related to that field, whatever you are studying. And regarding the scholarships, like I got to know from one of my friends that if you like if there are two people in the family, let's say there are siblings, brothers and sisters, or brother and brother. So if both are going to US with the year gap, then if one of them are getting the scholarships in year, then other will not be able to apply for any sort of scholarship. So is it a myth or is it true? I just wanted to know about that as well.
Okay. Okay, so coming to your first question.
Yeah, just have
The last sip of water. Yeah. So coming to your first question, you are eligible to do internship from after 9 months of being in US, after 9 months of your course, after 9 months of being here, attending your classes offline. Okay. Because there are so many universities that are having online courses also right now, that people are there sitting in India doing courses here. you will obviously so people had this confusion that fine, this semester I'll be doing online from India, and then during the spring I'll go to US, I'll do the next semester. Okay, I'll tell you my timeline, then it will be clear. I came in fall. Okay, I had my first semester, which was a 4 month till December. Then I had my second semester, which was till May. By then I had already completed my 9 months in US, and I was eligible to do my internship from May mid. Okay, and so after being here for 9 months, I started with my internship. This is the timeline. This is the ideal timeline. Now what happens is, what people do is they do their first semester online in India, they come for their second semester here in US, and they think that they'll be eligible for their internship, which is not the case. You have to be on campus here in US for 9 months to be eligible for your internship. So that's the timeline. Okay, after being, so for internship, you use your OPT, CPT. Okay, so you are on a student's visa here. There are two things. One is CPT, one is OPT. CPT is when you do your internship. OPT is when you do your full-time job. Okay, it's just a visa status. So you are not eligible to use your CPT or work off campus in technical field, as Jay mentioned, if you are not here for 9 months in US. So that's the timeline. I think I answered that, but again, I'll ask Jay later. Then the second question is, I'm telling you, it's completely myth. Scholarship is independent of number of people coming from family. Scholarship is totally dependent on your skill sets. If you if you are meeting that criteria for any universities to get that scholarship, regardless of you having your siblings or any other factor, you will get that scholarship. It's because they don't even know if your sibling is also coming here. Universities are not bothered about that. If you have like 10 siblings, they don't care. You are coming to their universities, they are concerned only about you. They are going through your profile. It doesn't matter if you have any other university in any other part of world. For universities, it doesn't matter. For visa, that's a whole different question. For visa, they do ask why, like, your sibling is there, she is settled, he's settled in US. So are you planning to get settled in US? So for visa, they might even look at your siblings profile and all. But universities, they don't bother at all. Did I answer it?
Yeah, definitely. And like till you get your internship, like after internship, it is very easy to like get the money, whatever you are spending on your tuition fees. But till you get the internship, like, is it any possible way to earn that much money, which you are paying for your tuition fees?
Mm-hmm. So again, it depends from university to university. As I said, so there are two type of things that you can do: on-campus job, off-campus job. Okay, once you are here in US. I don't know any of my friends, like the international people, international as in from India and all, who are not local to US. I haven't met anyone who has done any off-campus job. So I'm not sure if we are even eligible to do that or not. So I'll not be talking about off-campus job. I'll be talking about on-campus job. Now, on-campus is again of maybe 4 types. One is GRA, Graduate Research Assistant. One is TA, Teaching Assistant. One is GA, Graduate Assistant. And one is on-campus jobs like if there is a restaurant on campus, in library, a help desk job, a receptionist job, all of these jobs. Okay, so we can just, on a very high level, we can divide it in 4 parts. Now, what happens is, if different universities have different kind of criteria for this again. So I'll tell you about my university, then I'll tell you how it's different from other universities. In my university, if you are GRA, if you are TA, if you are GA, then you get fee waiver from your tuition fee. So my fees for one semester is $23,000 each semester. Okay, and I have 3 semesters for my course. Now, because I am GRA, if I work for 10 hours a week, you are allowed to work 20 hours as a student. Okay, allowed to work. Like, that is the maximum limit. But then my university offers job either in 10 hours or 20 hours. So if I'm working for 10 hours, then my fee comes down to $9.5 thousand from $23,000. Okay, so I'm saving a lot there. If I'm working for 20 hours, then my fee comes from $23,000 to $6.5 thousand, which is again better. Then I also get a stipend of somewhere around $1,400 a month if I'm working for somewhere around $1,200 a month if I'm working for 10 hours. That's a lot. Tucson is a very cheap place where I'm right now. For any student, even for a very like a big state, $1,200 is a good amount to survive. Like you can meet your personal expenses very nicely. Like for me, my personal expense is only for $700. So I end up saving like $500 every month if I am working for 10 hours. And if you are working for 20 hours, you get a stipend of somewhere around 2,500, which is like double of that. So being a student, if you're working for 20 hours, you are paying every semester you are paying $6,500, and you are saving and you are getting a stipend of $2,500 a month, from which you are spending only 700. And so just do your maths, 25 minus 7. So you save a lot being a student. Now for different, and if you're, so this is for GRA, GA, like there can be a little bit difference in the pay, but not significant difference. So let's not talk about that. But if you're working on campus, like a receptionist job or in a hotel or any job, okay, librarian or anything, then for that, you don't get fee waiver. You have to pay $23,000 fee every semester, but then you get stipend, you get hourly paid, and you are again allowed to work maximum for 20 hours. So every hour pay differs. So no, so every hour pay differs from university to university. Here in Tucson, different jobs are different hourly pay. So maybe librarian has $18 per hour. So accordingly, if you work for, you can do the calculation that accordingly, if you work for like 20 hours a week, so monthly, how much you can get paid. So you get just this stipend. And for other job, it can be $25 also a month. So for one semester, I was working with a professor, but it was not GRA, GRO, it was hourly based job. And the pay for that job was every hour $25. Okay. So in that case, you don't get fee waiver. Okay, you just get that stipend so that you can meet your personal expenses. That's about University of Arizona. There are so many other universities in which my friends are there, and they tell me that even after being GRA, GATA, there is no fee waiver at all. They get paid on hourly basis, and or maybe for 20, yeah, there is an hourly basis pay for them. And it also keeps changing on the basis of fundings that the professor gets from the university. Like it keeps changing every year, and then from state to state the hourly pay changes, because here different states have different expenses. Even in India, like Bangalore is an expensive place, Varanasi, my city, it's a super cheap place. So yeah, it differs here. Few universities pay $17, few universities pay even $13 an hour, whereas there are some other universities they pay $25 an hour. So yeah, it differs. So again, like this is the best that I can get, what my university is providing me right now. But there are different cases. But then, and like this is about work, then there are scholarship also. So if at all someone gets a scholarship, then again, you get to pay in tuition fee. So even I'm paying in tuition fee. When I say in tuition fee, what I mean is, uh, so this $23,000 fee that I'm paying, that's only because I'm an Indian, because I'm an international. So international students have to pay this much amount, not just international, from any other state. If someone, I'm in Arizona, so if someone is from Arizona and doing their master, for them the fees is $9,500. So since I'm working with them, my tuition fee is now in-state tuition fee. So whatever whatever other students of local students of Arizona are paying, I'll have to pay that. So in other universities also, if you get scholarship, I remember I had admit from UTD, University of Texas Dallas, wherein I got a dean's scholarship along with my admit. So in that case, I got like $5,000 amount that during my education I like that is kind of concession or whatever you call it, a discount that I can avail. And also I was eligible to pay in tuition fee. So there are so many universities that when you get, either you get a scholarship, so you are eligible to pay in tuition fee, or you work as TA, GRA or whatever, so you are eligible to pay either in tuition fee, or there is no fee waiver at all and you just get paid on the hourly base. Yeah, that's how it works.
Okay, and if you want to apply for TA job or something like that, so like, does that process start before you reach the US, or like you need to reach there first and then you are eligible to apply for that? So like, is there any cold email happening there, or like what is the process?
Yeah, again, a good question. So you have all the good questions. Yeah, so how it works is, for me, how it worked is, um, while I was in India in June, so by June, universities, so you get your I-20s and everything. So universities already know that you will be joining their university this fall. So that's when they start creating your email IDs and all of those things. While I was in India itself, it was June. I came here in US in August. Okay, and there is this portal Handshake, just like LinkedIn. So you all must be aware of LinkedIn. So just like LinkedIn, they have Handshake. So my universities posts all the job openings, be it GA, GRATA, or on campus jobs on this Handshake. And we got our access to Handshake because university created our email IDs and everything. We could use Handshake from June itself, when we were still in India. So we can look for the openings, and also my department used to send us, if at all any relevant, like if any THGA opening would come, my department would send us mail to check our Handshake. This generally does not happen. You have to keep checking your Handshake, and you have to keep looking for relevant opening. And we were eligible to apply by the time, like we when we were in India itself. So we started putting our application for all of these jobs, THGA jobs, while we were in India only. And since, because of COVID, everything is moving virtually, so they started interviewing us also while we were in India itself. So we were I was working in first semester as as a GRA. So I was given an assignment. I applied through Handshake. My resume got picked. Then I was given an assignment while I was in India. I did that assignment. But by the time like that assignment was getting evaluated, I had my flight and everything. So once I came here, then I did my interview in person. But I know a couple of my friends, they did their interview while they were in India itself. So you can start applying for these jobs while you are in India itself.
Okay, and I have been attending a lot of USA-based hackathons and all. Let's say MLS is a really big platform. So specifically, if I talk about PMU or something like that, they organize yearly hackathons, and Microsoft, Amazon, companies like that are partners of those hackathons. And after it ends, they hire as well, like for internships, for full-time opportunities and all.
Yeah.
So there is one way, uh, and I got to know that these big tech companies stop hiring before 6 months of like actual internship starting. Let's say the internship is starting on June and July, so they will stop hiring. Like they will be done with the hiring till December or January itself. So how it happens in Arizona State University, let's say in US in general, like from India, we got to know about this via hackathon, but let's say if we get admitted in some sort of university, then how it happens, like how you all get to know like these companies are hiring. Is it like on your own, or your universities or like placement cell helps you in any sort?
Yeah. Okay. So I already covered a bit of this. So I'll repeat that and I'll tell you the entire process. So here in US, as I said, in India, there are so many ways where you can apply for your internship or job or whatever. And then you have got like portals like Naukri and all, where companies itself reach out to you. You just have to upload your resume. But that's not how it works here in US. Here, how it worked for me is I had to literally go on LinkedIn, look for those relevant opening. I would type in the search box that open positions for internship in product managerial roles, and a huge list would pop up, and I would blindly apply in all of those open positions. And there are different portals like Monster, Ways, Handways, I think it's called. Then Indeed, everyone knows about Indeed. Then LinkedIn. So it's all similar. It's all similar platforms. So you have to literally go there and look for the openings, because all of these big companies, they post their openings on these platforms. So LinkedIn is the best platform, because even if you go for other platforms, there are a couple of people who ask me which are the other platforms that I should go to. So what happens is, even if I suggest, like there are so many platforms, but then I cannot think of any opening that you would get on Indeed, Monster, or any where, and you wouldn't get it on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn has all the openings. So you have to keep an eye on that. You have to start looking for that on your own. Like 90% of time it works that way, but there are other ways as well. So there are some events that keep happening, and for example there's going to be an event GHC that's going to happen in September, and all these big companies like GHC will have more than 100 companies. 100 might be a small number, they might have like more than 200 300 companies, I don't know, but I know that at least 100 they'll have. So, and they've got some really good companies, they have like Microsoft, Google, and all of these companies. So you can participate in these events. So either your university can sponsor tickets for that, or you, if at all that's not happening, you can buy your tickets. It's going to happen in Florida. Last year it was virtual, so we all could participate, but this year it's going to be in person. So you'll have to fly to Florida, and a lot of people do that. And from there you can, there like all, you can find recruiters from all of these companies. You can hand your resumes to them, and that's one of the ways, because those companies have come here to hire people for internship and full time. So obviously your chances increase by multiple times if you reach out to these people through these events. Then every universities have their own career fairs and all. So I remember my university, they have this LR Expo, wherein, so again it was all virtual for us, so wherein you will have like 30 40 companies, and like you will be joining the event virtually on Zoom. There will be breakout rooms. So for each company you can just get into, for example, this, there is breakout room for Amazon, you can get into breakout room of Amazon, and you can talk to the recruiter. You can tell them that, yeah, I work for so and so thing, I have this experience. Do you have an opening for that? If at all they think they have an opening, they'll ask for your resume, they'll share their IDs and everything. So you can share your resume to them, and then just you can follow up later on. Then there are some now how it's going to work, since everything is coming back on track after COVID is, so recruiters, the universities call recruiters and all of these hiring people to the university, and you can go during these fairs in the universities. You can meet all of these people in person. You can have like print out of your resume. You can keep passing it to all the people. You can talk to recruiters. This is one of the best ways to communicate. And then to, as I said, here connection brings like it makes a lot of difference. So these fair, they give you an opportunity to make connection with these recruiters, like reach out to people, just talk to them, tell them what you like, why, what you have done, what you want to do, why your interests align with this company or this open position. If it do a little research before meeting these people, that for example, if product role is open in this company, then let them know that, yeah, I saw this role is open on LinkedIn, can you help me with this? Because once when you apply it through LinkedIn from the normal channel, your resume goes into same trash where everyone's resume is going. Okay, that just increases the competition. But when you are speaking to a recruiter or someone from the company, and that person is kind of helping you with the resume thing, then it just bypasses a lot of in middle steps, right? So that's one of the things. Yeah, so these are all the things how you, I'm sure there is no way that you can put in your application somewhere that like in India we used to do, and someone will contact you. That's not going to happen. But this is one of the ways. And as I said earlier, that LinkedIn, start, if at all you guys plan on coming to US in future, now is the right time. Start building your connections on LinkedIn. Be like, whichever company you want to join in future, have a list of 10 20 companies, start reaching out to these people from now itself. Tell them that, yeah, I have these aspirations, I want to come to US in future, and I find your profile, like I think whatever you are doing is amazing, I really want to know you, what do you do, what your day to day looks like, and I want to learn from you. Let's start building that connection, because that's one of the things, that's one of the easiest thing, and one of the most significant way, like here, because as I said, connection matters, networking matters. So start doing that. That's one of the ways to get into companies. Did I answer it?
Yeah, you perfectly answered it. Thank you very much for that. And I think you shared links privately to someone, so because I cannot see
Oh,
in the
okay.
chat section.
Oh, okay. I'll share it. Everyone
And
in the
one more thing, is it possible for you to share your resume? So, like, I can make sure my team share with every hackathon participant.
Share my what?
Share your resume with me.
So share my resume. I can do that, but
After hiding
now,
your personal information.
no. So the problem is that the thing is, okay, fine, I'll share my resume. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, because I've heard that like printable resumes look different than the resume we share on the job portal and all. So I just wanted to make sure that share.
Oh, yeah, okay, I'll do that. I can't do it right now because I don't have that in my system, but I'll do it with you. Like I have the mail ID and also, can I do it there?
Yeah, sure, you can do that.
Yeah, I'll do it later. I don't have it in this system. I'll have to get it from somewhere.
Okay, yeah, definitely. And is there anything that you would say, like from starting to end, let's say in the application process or like after coming to US, like what are the to do and not to do things or something like that that you want to mention out of your experience?
Mm-hmm. So I said this earlier also, just be focused. Even if you come here, it's very likely, it's easy to get carried away since everything is changing. Your world is changing upside down. So don't get carried away. Stay focused. Just keep somewhere in mind that what is the reason for what you have come here. You will get ample opportunity, ample time to enjoy in life. But for these 1 or 2 years that you're coming here for your degree, you are keeping so many things on stake. Coming from India, I mean, spending in dollar, it's a huge deal for us. So stay focused somewhere in the corner of your mind. Know what is the reason that you have come for, and work on that every day because every day counts. You don't know every lecture. For every lecture, you are paying in thousands. Although I didn't attend many lecture, but yeah, like every second that you are here in US, that counts. So work hard and yeah, just don't get I mean everything changes, everyone has got accent, everyone has got different food choices here, so you can't just you feel that you don't fit into the system because and like even here, so right now I'm in Tucson. I moved to Seattle. Tucson and Seattle, they are like polar parts in terms of culture and everything. So you're gonna, if at all you will be coming to US, you're gonna see so many different sides of it in next couple of years. So just be ready for that. Be super flexible. No one is going to judge you. That's the best thing about US. No one is going to judge you. Even if someone is judging you, like chug them, do your work. That's it. That's it. And if at all you have double thoughts of doing masters, since I never planned on doing masters, but now that I look back to my journey, I'm super thankful to my parents who pushed me into this. Like just do masters, don't be at home, and all of those things. So now that I'm here, I understand that if I would have not come here, I would have not even realized what my real capabilities are, because US is land of opportunities. As I said, the role that I'll be doing, like technical product manager, if you want to be a technical product manager in India, you need to have at least 13 14 years of experience, then only they'll even consider you for that role. Because in India, it's all about what kind of experience you have, which college you have come from, what is your GPA, what you have proved so far. But here, it's all about your skill sets. If during your interview you convince that yes, I can manage a team, then yeah, they'll take you. They are not going to judge you on the basis of your age. So yeah. So if like you don't even right now, if at all you have double thoughts, you don't even know your real capabilities until you come here. So I'm not encouraging everyone to come here, but if at all you have that little thought that, yeah, don't give up on that easily, come here. I'm sure you're gonna rock. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, definitely. And a little thought about GPA, like let's say, does 4.0 matters a lot or like,
No. So I covered that also. So okay, so GPA can be two things: GPA in India or GPA once you come here, like during a master's.
during a master in
No.
US?
It does not. No. It does not matter at all. It. Uh, so as we say in India, you should have that minimum percentage. to at least be eligible to interview with the company, right? Like 60% or 65% have that minimum percentage, because once you are in that interview room, they're going to ask you all those coding questions, all those behavioral questions. No one is going to judge you on the basis of your GPA. That's how it's in India, right? Here also, there is a minimum GPA that you should meet. For example, for my university, it's 3.0. Else, if you don't have 3.0 GPA, you will not be eligible to work on campus. Like my GRA, TA, all these jobs will be taken, because then they believe that because of your extra jobs, you're not able to concentrate enough on your studies, and you should have that free time for your studies, because study is important, obviously. So have that minimum GPA. So for me, I never bothered about GPA. And in US, getting 3.0, like, for Indians, it's super easy. Here, getting GPA is not a big deal. In India, I keep telling this to even here, and people get really offended. Like Americans get super offended when I tell them that study here is super easy. Scoring in India, you have to literally study to pass an exam. You have to, like, you cannot just know nothing and score 80% or something. During my undergrad, I worked my ass off to get like 80%. It was super difficult. And here, I just do my assignments and I sleep the entire night before my exam. I just go there. Here, exams are open book. Like I can Google, I can do everything during my exams. So it's super easy. It's not at all difficult. And I never bothered about GPA, because companies, they don't even look at your GPA. Just have that minimum GPA. GPA for me is important only because I have to do this job. So I want my GPA to be at least 3.0. That's it. And that's super easy.
Okay, and let's talk about the work permit and all. Like I heard that you, after you complete your masters, you have somewhat around like 3 years of working allowed. Like till 3 years you can
Uh-huh.
work there.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's say after doing masters, let's say in computer science or something, you thought of work like doing MBA or something like that. So after doing masters, you got 3 years of working permit, and then if you are doing masters for 2 more years, then those 2 years, like out of three, those 2 years will be counted, and you will only get 1 year after completing your masters. So like a little, there are a little confusions happening between students.
Uh,
So yeah,
Okay, this is confusing for me as well, because yeah, this is confusing. I know that. So what happens is I'm a little confused about this. So what happens is a student visa, that is F1 visa, that's valid for 5 years. Okay, so there can be two things for me. If my course is since it's a 16-month course, I still believe that I'll be allowed to work for 3.5 years. Okay, because it's 1.5 year for education and 3.5 year for my work. I like to believe that. I'm not sure if that's allowed or not, but I'm sure for 3 years you can use your OPT for 3 years. That's for sure. But this, I don't know. I'm really sorry for this. I don't know if like you work for a year. What I think is, how it works is you can use your OPT for 3 years. Okay, that's what the criteria says. So if you are using your OPT for 1 year, like you did your masters, you worked for a year, you used your 1 year of OPT, then then you again go back to your studies. So you are not using your OPT. Okay, so, and you are again back on your student visa. So I think you are allowed to study for 2 years, and then you can again use your OPT for 2 years. That's how it should work. I'm not sure. But I know it's a one-time session, but if at all I was going to meet with you guys again, I would have figured this out and help you. If at all you want, I can figure this out and let you know personally. But I'm not sure how will you convey this to other people. But yeah,
yeah,
I don't.
actually, yeah, we are streaming it on your YouTube right now. So like it
Oh,
will be
okay.
yeah. So it will be
Okay.
available on YouTube, and then if anyone, like, we are going to circulate the feedback form as well. So anyone have any question, then I'll reach out to you.
Okay.
And
Okay.
since you said like your LinkedIn is loaded, then let's say I'll reach out to you over email itself if anyone
Mhm.
have any sort of question for that.
Sure. Sure.
Okay,
If anyone
then.
wants to reach out to me personally, also just hit me on Instagram and I'll revert.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
and tomorrow at 12, the hackathon is ending. So
Okay.
after that, we'll share that with the students.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Okay then, Shreya, thank you very much
Thank
for
you so
answering
much.
all of my questions.
Yeah, anytime, anytime. Thank you so much for organizing this and helping so many people.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay, then, Prachi, you can conclude.
Thank you so much, Shreya ma'am. It was really wonderful and was helping to resolve all our doubts. I mean, we were really confused.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you.
Thanks for having me here. Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah,
All the best to
even
everyone.
Prachi and like a lot of people from this event are planning for the US. At least
Uh-huh.
20 people are gonna be in the US in 2023. So I guess
Okay.
we'll
Yeah.
try to like arrange something to meet you and let's say like
Yeah.
have a chat or something like.
Uh-huh. Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Nice. I think it's a night, right, in India. I'm not sure if you're gonna
Yes.
sleep or not. Yeah, but have a good night. Yeah.
Yeah, the hackathon is going on, so I don't think anyone will sleep. But
So
yeah,
you guys will not sleep at all for like the entire hackathon time, or how it works? Like, don't you have, yeah, don't you have
yeah,
shifts kind of thing?
no, not shift. Like we are going to organize this, right? So we have to be on the Discord and helping people throughout. So yeah,
Yeah.
we have to be awake.
Oh, truly appreciate what you guys are doing. I've been commendable.
Yeah, definitely. And it is a really good experience. Like if anyone
Yeah.
wants to do any sort of MS, so it will help a lot them in the application process itself. Like it shows really good and let's say leadership skills and managerial skills and all. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. True
that's
that.
how I see it.
Yeah. It brings a lot of learning with it. True, I see that. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Right now we are
Kudos to you
managing.
guys.
Right
Yeah.
now we are managing like 1,300 participants. So
Yeah. That's amazing. That's amazing. Good job.
yeah, thank you very much. Okay, yeah. Now, Prachi,
Okay.
So hoping to meet you next year, maybe.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So let's conclude here. Thank you guys for attending. And yeah, it was really enjoying session. So we'll be like, I think feedback form is not okay. It is shared. So please fill the feedback form link, and it is necessary to fill it for your certificates. And please join our Discord server as it is mandatory to get your updates regarding the hackathon and stay connected to our all the social medias. Yeah. So let's end the session. Bye everyone. Have a good day.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.
goodbye. Have a great day ahead.
Thank you. Bye.